Welcome back to the Boy Time channel. Today we are doing the brand new Father John Misty album, Chloe in the Next 20th Century. We already started this video. We had an audio issue, so we already did our whole spiel, but I don't think you guys care about that. So we've heard the first two tracks already, just to catch everybody up to speed real quick.
Yeah.
But we did Chloe and we just did Goodbye, Mr. Blue.
Yes.
Chloe was very show tuney. It was very old school.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I think we have some Jerry footage, so you can get a more genuine reaction than that. But
Yeah. I'll probably sprinkle in some footage of our first test, but Babby's audio, I didn't record it, so it's my fault. Don't blame Babby, but I forgot to record.
just
Babby's audio.
show me muted, just
I'll
like
show you.
rambling on.
Yeah, you'll just be talking.
I
through.
got some good stuff off too. I was flowing.
You did. I feel bad about that, but you'll have to give some good thoughts for the rest of the album.
I suppose.
Yeah, I should be smoking. Yeah. I should get one of those like Audrey Hepburn, like where it's like a stick. Yeah. This is. I didn't.
This is what I expected, but like way
Yeah,
more.
he leaned in. This is like some singing in the rain shit.
Chloe was really good. Lyrically very dense. Was trying to tie together the Chloe as like a socialist figurehead type thing, and then like it's very dense, and then going into like, Flight of the Valkyries at her 31st birthday party, referencing the Nazi regime and the rise of that. So there's a very like weird, complex things going on in the first track. He's a very dense writer, I'm seeing.
Yeah.
But Goodbye, Mr. Blue, I like it a lot more in album context.
Yeah.
It sounds great. Production's awesome. It feels like an old John Denver song, in a good way.
Which means
I guess that's your preference.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing. I mean, this really is like my jam. The kind of like soft 70s country rock. I mean, I never really got into John Denver or like any of those other guys. But I really enjoy Goodbye, Mr. Blue. It's very nice, very chill song.
Just don't read the lyrics and you're fine.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's how all of this stuff is, though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm like getting the full experience here. I'm just like reading it. I'm like, okay. Father John Misty's a major doomer, so I'm just going to engulf myself
is.
in that. Yeah.
he is. I'm just gonna enjoy myself with these nice sounding songs,
Yeah.
and then get
Yeah.
destroyed later. I think
Epic.
that's the way to do
Over
it.
time, gradually.
Right. And then when we come back for our retrospective, I'll really just be very sad.
Yes.
So I think that's the main goal. But we can go ahead and get started with track 3, Kiss Me, I Loved You. This is a continuation of A Dead Cat.
Possibly.
I swore I wouldn't do this.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's something going on with his voice.
To my head,
This is a broken record.
the ferryman's
Could be.
been slow. Kiss me,
I don't know why I can only picture the Titanic. That's the
Oh,
only image in my head. I just see the piano like sinking. That's like from like the main hall or wherever that
yeah,
was.
yeah.
That's all I can picture. Yeah.
It's like this is like the song that like the band is playing as like
Yeah,
the,
it's going down.
Yeah.
I love you.
All right. That was Kiss Me, I Loved You.
3 songs, 3 completely different palettes. I'm liking it.
Yeah.
It still feels cohesive though.
Yeah.
I really, really love the orchestration and the piano on that one. I feel like his main challenge with this record, and the one I was most worried about, is like he's going for a very different style that can often be like categorized in one thing. Like this is like old 40s stuff,
Yeah.
or 50s stuff, and it's like very in a box. So you have to try to make it not like campy or too theater. I think he's done a good job so far. I will say the vocal effect is a little weird.
Yeah, I
It
don't
felt
know
a
what
little
that
more
is.
gimmicky.
Yeah.
I would have loved like a raw vocal,
Mm.
like not processed at all, just because like it would fit that older style more. But it didn't throw me off too much, just because like the strings and the orchestration was just beautiful. Like I said, like Titanic sinking, the band playing, that's the only thing that's in my mind with this one.
Yeah.
But just gorgeous, gorgeous stuff so far.
Yeah. I was, I don't know if I would, I think I prefer Chloe over this one, but yeah, this one's interesting. It's a way more somber than I guess either of the first two, or they were more somber sounding. I suppose the lyrics were, sad for both of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that vocal effect. Like I don't know what he's trying to do.
It felt a little cheap, so
Yeah.
I'm wondering what his intention was with it. My first thought was like he was talking about like wine, so I'm like, okay, is this like a drunk vocal effect? But like it wasn't very. It didn't seem very well done. Like
No.
if you want to do like an underwater vocal or like a drunkish vocal, like maybe do some panning instead of just like the weird like wave of it.
Yeah.
Or like I'm thinking of like a Titanic Rising Wise Blood, like the vocal effect she uses on some of those, where it really sounds like you're underwater listening to the music.
Yeah.
So I thought that's what he was going for. It felt a little weird.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I don't know if maybe like a pumped up kicks, like blown out speaker thing would have worked maybe for this old timey thing.
That's what I was kind of thinking. I picture like a stage with like an old like the microphone that they pull down.
Yeah.
Just like a more raw sound, like rough around the edges a little bit. That's what I would have liked better, I think. But that's a very like minor thing, I think, with that track.
But that's fine. We'll see where it goes from here. With track 4, Everything But Her Love. I feel like you don't see parentheses before the real name very often.
Oh, okay. He's definitely convincing on production, though. It's like gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. All right. That was Everything But Her Love.
That's my favorite one so far.
Oh, okay.
That one was really good.
Yeah.
Production wise, just instrumentation, everything's just beautiful. He's very good at like these are all different styles, but they feel kind of the same-ish. They're all working together well. But I don't know, this one just like the sweeping like orchestration and the piano and the strings coming out and together perfectly. It's really great. I feel like that Black Country New Road record, like that's one of the reasons I love that record so much, is like everything feels so human and warm and organic with the instrumentation, and I feel like I got a lot of that from this track. But I'm gonna use Titanic Rising by Way's Blood for kind of like a suggestion that's like kind of close to this, I think, just
Okay.
from production wise. It's very watery, smooth, rich, organic, which is a record we should probably do because you haven't heard it yet.
I
That's kind of
believe it's either on your list or it's on the fan wheel.
it's a crime. We got to get you into that.
Sure.
But yeah, it's kind of like similar to this. It's just very, very lush and dreamy, and it's really great. But yeah, this is probably my favorite one so far. Love it.
Yeah, I really like that one too. Yeah, I think orchestration has been pretty crazy on all of these so far, which is not really what I expected going into it. I don't think any of his stuff has really sounded like this. But, not a lot of anything sounds like this anymore.
No, it's a very cool way to go about like a style switch up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm into it. I'm definitely into it. So
His voice is great too, but I just
Yes.
can't get over production. The voice is
is.
definitely helping.
yes, he does have a very nice voice, which he seems to be like switching up. Like I don't know, like every album I listen to of his voice sounds like slightly different. So I don't know like how he does that, but I don't know. Weird. Track 5, Buddy's Rendezvous.
Can't do that to me, bro. 3 seconds in. They got my cheat code on this album.
Yeah,
That's
they
crazy.
do. Wow.
This is
like-
Italian restaurant vibes. right
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Slam, come up short and end up on the news.
How does he keep doing this?
there. I don't know.
You can't keep getting away with this.
These albums are gonna make me buy a saxophone again. I swear. There's been too many good ones recently.
I know. It's like, didn't Black Country have a lot too?
All over that thing.
Yeah.
Getting it.
All right. Buddy's Rendezvous.
Yeah. I think we can both agree that's the best one, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fantastic. I'm a very visual person. I have like, what is it, synesthesia,
Yeah.
but like for images instead of like colors. But this is straight up like dive bar, like back of a bar on like
Yeah.
a wooden stage that's like barely raised up, and it's just like 3 people.
Yeah.
Immediately like Billy Joel vibes, but like, man, that such an atmosphere. But we just did Kate Bush, and this
Right.
is kind of like in a similar realm of songwriting where he's taking ideas from like all different times and just like embodying different scenes. And like this track is a reference to Buddy's Pizza, which is like a Detroit thing. I was like, okay, is this referencing that? But then like the Genius Annotation's like, yeah. But so he's basically telling a story like around that, which is really cool. But yeah, this whole like the music portion of this is just gorgeous.
Right.
And I love that it's dragged out to this 5 minutes. You could easily cut that off at 3 and not have that last like stanza. But
I
like,
mean, you could,
such
but
a
why?
flow to it. Yeah, exactly. It's such a good length for it.
Yeah. This might be the only time I might advocate for a song to be long.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. Big fan of
Saxophones
that
just
one.
do things to me. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that song does sound like, scenes from an Italian restaurant. Just that
Yep.
first part, and then like there's that part before it transitions into like the more upbeat where it's like that saxophone solo. That sounds like very similar to this.
Yes, definitely.
But that's not a bad thing because that's a
Not
great
at
song
all.
too.
That's like my favorite Billy Joel song. So.
yeah. Yeah, wow. Well, man, this has been a pretty good first half.
Yeah, pretty good run.
Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how you like Q4. I like Q4 quite a bit.
Yeah, this is one of the 2 singles I haven't heard. So
Well, then let's do Q4 track 6. Missed opportunity, but I'll let it slide.
it's fine. This reminds me of something. Don't know what.
I don't know.
Simone writes, little love, much consequence. Less the feed is how you pay the rent. Much long for this word. She danced as if a dancer danced as if
I love that line. I don't know why.
It's just one of those that like gets stuck in your head.
Yeah.
Just flows well.
entered the family switch care right when she inquired.
All right.
A fade out drum solo.
Gotta love it. All right, that was Q4.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if I put it at the top just because, like, I don't know, following the past 2 tracks, that's a lot to ask.
Yeah.
But I still very much enjoyed this one. I love the irony of the whole song. Just basically like, I'm just laughing at the death of a dancer or a star, and then like the end of the song being like, oh, she died. I still got to write a story about it though. So how am I going to spin this?
Yeah.
Just like I feel like there's a lot of connections to just music industry stuff, everything. That's kind of encapsulated there is really written really well, and I think the instrumental palette helps a lot there. I think the end drags a little bit long for me, just because it would be nice to have like there was like some interplay with guitars and like the different channels. I would have liked to seen them like riff a little bit in that space, because it felt a little bit too samey when he was like going through. I mean, the lines were great, like ending the song, going through like the whole story, but I felt like you could have done a little bit more instrumentally to carry that. But
Sure.
other than that, I really like the track.
Yeah, I think Q4 was maybe my least favorite out of the 3 singles I had heard.
It's
But,
not
you
as
know,
warm.
No, it's more bombastic and definitely louder than all of these.
It makes sense for
tracks.
a single. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll take I'll take Funny Girl over this any day, because that one's a beautiful
good.
song. But we'll get to that. Track 7 is Olvidado, or Otro Momento,
Otro momento.
a Spanish song. This is elevator
jazz?
music.
Let's go, baby.
This is sampling the Kevin MacLeod song Elevator Music.
I love me some elevator jazz. Underrated.
Hey, I think it gets a bad rap.
Mm-hmm. This feels too high class for me. Feel out of place.
Yeah, this would definitely play at a gala.
Yeah.
All right. Olvidado, or Otro Momento.
Muy bueno.
See,
I had to do it. Very good. I love the elevator jazz. I'm digging it. And that's what I wanted from the last track. Like, riff off those instruments, get going. The solos on the end were awesome. I feel like his vocals are so great, but like I keep talking about production because like just the palette of this whole record is just very lush and gorgeous. I feel like I need to be dressed up to listen to this.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm gonna like bump this in the car and just like just like finger tapping to like elevator jazz. But yeah, that's a really good one.
yeah, that one was really nice.
A little bossa nova for you.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely not what I was expecting.
No.
Into this album, but I'm
I
glad.
feel like I
it's-
should have after like the 2 singles we heard.
True.
Or the 2 singles I heard were like, oh, this is very different.
very retro, more retro than retro, actually.
Yes, this is vintage.
Vintage. There you go. Yeah, well, I don't have a whole lot to say about that one. That one was just really nice to
It was just
listen
nice.
to. Yeah. Speaking of nice to listen to, let's move on to Funny Girl.
Haha.
Very funny track.
I need more bass drum rolls. Just
Get that timpani going.
yeah.
That run is yeah. That's vintage.
That's vintage right there. Need to be playing this on a freaking phonograph.
For sure. All right. Funny Girl.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Yeah, really like it. It's the first time I've like really dove into it and intently listened to it. But again, gorgeous. Very very old school.
Yes.
That one like went way back.
Yeah.
But flowed really well. And like again, this is incredibly difficult to pull off a style this like I don't want to say like stereotypical, but like there's a very stereotypical like way people like perceive the music of like this era. It's
Yeah.
like it sounds like this and only this. But
Yeah.
he's doing it because you can very easily mess this up, like very easily. This could be like horrible very easily, but they're pulling it off really well. I mean, everything just seems so natural. The orchestration's beautiful. Songwriting's great. Yeah, everything's there.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if they didn't like go all out with the orchestration here and like
Yeah.
they like maybe just like use synths for all these instruments, then like yeah, that's gonna suck. But like the fact that these are like you like got a whole orchestra for this to like really just ball out and make some like really solid like arrangements here. On top of his great voice, so it's a 1-2 punch for sure.
Yeah, and that I think that's why I love Sufjan too. It's the same kind of thing where it's like you have a voice and a guitar, like
Yeah.
and a piano. Like that's very good for like when you can do those three things well. But it's the next level when you can bring in arrangements and
Right.
arrange things and do all that.
Like a Illinois where he brings in all those horns and yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And both those albums are working very well with them. So I'm very impressed with this one.
Yeah, me too. This has been fantastic so far. I guess you could say only a fool wouldn't like this album.
Aha.
Aha. A transition. Okay.
Okay.
Every time I'm surprised by the start of these songs.
Toy Story type beat.
Yeah. Some Randy Newman influence for sure. Wow, yeah, it really does. It's crazy.
If You Got a Friend in Me was sad.
I stand.
It's like a square dance, like country song, but
Yeah.
it's also like a Randy Newman song.
This is
so weird.
so trippy.
Banjo.
Yo. They're
He
just
really
gonna
just like mashed the styles for this song.
I was gonna say, he's getting to every single instrument. Like I want every instrument at least once. Just get to banjo for this song.
Being a fool would understand.
They did the lick. The classic.
All right, that was Only a Fool.
Pretty good. Yeah, that was a weird style.
That was
like,
really
you
weird.
just slammed two of the songs you did earlier together and you're like, yep, we're doing this now. But it worked.
Yeah,
and
I
it
really
was
like that
entertaining.
one.
I don't know if I'd listen to that one like on its own just because it is like so out there. But
Yeah.
like I don't know, in the context I'm really liking it. It's just a very easy listening album. It's very
Yeah.
it's got a great flow to it. And the lyrics aren't too heart crushing from what I can tell so far.
No, this is no pure comedy.
No.
Unless these two last tracks just come out swinging, but I doubt it.
They could.
I feel like maybe this time he's just like, there's still going to be some commentary stuff in here.
I mean, there's a lot of dark themes. But
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to touch on them in every track because there's a lot going on. But
But I feel like this is just generally kind of like a nice sounding record. I feel like maybe it's like a wolf in sheep's clothing a little bit, where like
Yeah.
he's disguising all of these hard hitting
oh, he
songs.
for sure is. There's a very ironic like feel to some of these tracks, especially.
Yeah.
But
But I'm really digging it. It has a great sound, which I mean I like Fear Fun, but like this is so out.
it's very
there.
inviting and warm. It's
Yeah,
like it's really nice on the ears.
yeah. So got two more songs. Second to the last will be We Could Be Strangers. I don't know what that means, but I guess we'll see.
Gotta do the snap for this one.
Yeah, these are where the bad guys come out of the
Yeah.
alley, too.
No, it really is. This is evil.
This is his bad guy arc.
She says no home.
Is that a fade out right here?
In a vintage
Oh.
album?
Yo.
To be fair, he hasn't been doing a lot of fade outs.
There's been one.
Yeah, this one in Q4.
Yeah.
All right. We Could Be Strangers.
Very good. Yeah, I had a feeling he was going to go dark again, and he did.
Yeah.
But that wasn't evident enough by the freaking instrumental. Just like straight out of like a mobster movie or something.
Yeah.
Just classic like Disney villain theme song.
This is like West Side Story. Or like
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Very good writing. Where it's like love story first verse. It sets up the chorus, and then second verse, it's like, oh, they died in a car crash.
Oh.
Same verse, completely different, or chorus, completely different meaning. Very good songwriting. I love that stuff. I love when like there's a hook that stays the same, but like the context switches.
That is cool. That's some good writing.
So I really enjoyed that one. A little sinister.
Yeah. A little edgy. We've entered the spooky zone. Which I've gone on record in saying that most albums should have a spooky zone.
That's true.
That's my personal belief.
Your album can't be perfect if there is no spooky zone.
That's right. There
I
was
think almost every album I like would rate perfectly has a spooky zone in it. So
the New Weekend album has a spooky zone.
that's true.
Yeah.
Multiple.
Yeah. Clipping has a spooky zone. The whole album. But that's fine.
Every song.
But I guess let's close her out. 1 7-minute long track. The Next 20th Century.
The second title track.
The second title track. That's right. Oh no. I think we're going to stay in the spooky zone.
Oh yeah. Am I gonna get closure for my story here?
Maybe. Yeah, he's going sad with this one. I was joking when I said the last two songs were going.
Well, I'm
come out
hoping to
swinging.
understand the album, like with these two tracks front and back.
Yeah.
So a 7-minute track helps me because I need a lot of words here to freaking tell me what's going on.
That's true.
Hey yo.
Whoa.
Hey yo.
No. You had to include the electric guitar. It was the last one on the checklist.
That's true. Should have said there hasn't been any of that. I was really digging the dark like instrumental before that too. I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, this is my jam. Now he's just flexing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer had a walling me just over there. Well, I'm sure he's someone else now. He was Batman when he lived here.
Yeah. Okay. I was.
He's good. He's good. He's good.
Yankee
What are you talking about, Val Kilmer?
the wheel is turning from night into day.
I got it. We're good.
You got the
figured it
whole
out.
thing.
I got it.
Okay.
While staying so eerily the same.
God, that's so good. Wow, you are a next level, buddy.
He's a good writer.
He really is.
All right. The next 20th century and the album at large.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
You cracked the case.
I cracked the case. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I was kind of getting hints of it throughout the record, but like when you're listening for the first time, like I was like the production's so good, everything, but the whole thing is like he's just. I got so hung up on like the certain things, but didn't see the big picture of like he's like, okay, the 21st century is just the 20th century again.
Yeah.
It's just a big wheel. It's just churning. Except he's like, it's getting worse, but like staying stable at the same time. And it's like all these oppressions and things that he's talking about throughout the record. The capitalization of people and like celebrity, and them caring more about the dollar than the celebrities' lives, even when they die. All these things about, rise of fascism, or just political extremism. As an observer for him looking at that and seeing the similarities from this century and last century, it's just a huge loop. And he's doing that over very vintage production and stuff. And it's just really, really fantastic.
Yeah, that's. I was wondering because Chloe, both of these are title tracks, I guess, technically. Chloe is so like light and inviting and like. So
It's the boom. It's the flashiness of what could be, and then
yeah, and then the next 20th century is like,
Yep.
this is the reality.
Yep, and it seals off the whole album perfectly, front and back. But yeah, man, he's a good writer, man.
I
Wow.
I hope that we get some suggestions for some more stuff.
Yeah, because this was great.
I have Fear Fun on my list, so we'll get to it eventually. I have not listened to I Love You, Honey Bear or God's Favorite Customer. I've gotten halfway through Pure Comedy, and then I had to turn it off because I was too sad.
Yeah,
So-
that might be rough.
So if you guys do want to suggest that one, we can, but just know I might be tapped out about halfway, a quarter through.
Yeah, that might be a rough reaction. Wow, what a day for music.
Yeah.
I mean, like 3 albums I've listened to have all been like album of the year contenders now, and this one like keeps up with the other 2. We got Billy Woods, Vince Staples, and this one now, like all really, really great albums, and all of them dense as well. I've done way too much brain power today just listening to things.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was fantastic. I still think Buddy's Rendezvous is gonna take my favorite track, but
That
I
one
think
was
Next
really
20th Century is gonna be my next after that.
Okay. I think, yeah, Buddy's Rendezvous. I also liked, what was the edgy?
We Could Be Strangers.
Yeah, I like that one too. And I think I'm going to give a special thing for Chloe because I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
was
That was
a-
a very interesting way to start a record. Just pulls you in.
Yeah. So, thanks. This is the first time I've scouted out a record and got it.
That's true.
So, I guess successful experiment. I guess I should be branching out a little bit more. But yeah, let us know if you guys liked it. What you guys thought about this record. Are we wrong? And is this an absolute dumpster fire of a record? Let us know.
God, if someone does that. unless the other Father John Misty albums are better than this, and then like this one is mediocre in terms of that. But I don't know.
Fear
People were
Fun-
saying Vince Staples was mid, and that album was amazing. So I don't know what's happening. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not trusting any of you. This album's really good.
Yeah. I mean, I think Fear Fun for me, it's a little bit more like pop folky. And I mean, it's still heavy in terms of subject matter, but it feels more like a Sufjan or something where it isn't
Yeah.
like, cause Pure Comedy is like so drab in its production where it's like that one just takes you in. Fear Fun's a little bit easier to get into. And I feel like it's a little bit more rocky when it comes to like, it's kind of all over the place in terms of subject matter. Because sometimes it's like just love songs. Sometimes it's like weird trips that he took while doing like acid. And so it's just like kind of like all over the place.
Yeah.
But it's his first record. So you do kind of have to excuse some of that. But we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
If we get there.
If we get there.
But yeah.
If you want to see us die on camera, then recommend Pure Comedy. 'Cause that'll kill me.
That would
in
be
probably
really-
a good and bad way.
It would be really fun. It would be a
It'd be a
fun
really fun
reaction.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah,
You saw how we died in Corey Feldman. This will be a different kind of dying. So
that's true. That's true. Well, if we can't get enough of us, we got a Twitter. I have been tweeting pretty regularly, but every day, maybe a little bit
Nice.
more. Just, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I am really funny. So, plus we announce when, I think I've only been doing it for podcasts, but I should be doing our main series videos on
every
it, too.
Monday we upload.
Yeah. Every Monday we upload podcast and
That's true. You
one
get
of
to
these videos, unless it's a new record, except for this time.
This will still be on Monday.
This will be a Monday one.
If I record a new record video, I'm a moron and I edit it in a day and then I upload
Almost
it because I
less
hate
than-
myself.
Yeah, that last one we
sometimes
did,
less
it
than.
was like you posted it on the next day.
Yeah, I did Black Country immediately. But
Yeah. I don't know how you did that, but that's
Pure
not what I'm
will.
doing.
yeah,
'Cause
we're chilling out.
I'm not a good editor, but I can
Yeah,
do
but
what
you're
I
a more
can.
sane person because of it.
I suppose that's true. But yeah, all our links to everything are in the description. Send us suggestions for what you want, even if it isn't Father John Misty. We're open to anything that's on
We have a
Spotify.
lot of suggestions, so just
Yeah, true. We do have
be
a
wary.
lot.
It might be a couple months.
Just the only caveat is we do have to be able to find it on Spotify because that's how we do
Correct.
these listening parties. We've gotten suggestions by people who send us like stuff that's on like SoundCloud or on like YouTube or Apple Music. It's like, sorry, we can't do that. So be a little bit more mainstream, cowards. We don't want
That's
that
the only reason I
underground
still have
shit.
Spotify.
That's right.
The one and only reason.
Yeah, I can't listen to Neil Young anymore. What's the point?
I mean, Apple's just better,
Yeah.
but
Well,
that's it.
I don't know how to
What's
end
an
these.
old timey way of saying goodbye? Freaking toodaloo or something.
Sure. Toodaloo. This is POV. You are the camera.
You are the camera getting a lens cap put on.
Very anticlimactic.